Hey there, beautiful souls. This is Dilosh from Girl and to Moon. Okay, so this is going to be a reading relating to the Cancer new moon that we will be having on the 14th of July. Okay, so this new moon is, well, it depends on where you are as well, okay, where you're located, but when I look at all the information, it's pointing towards the 14th of July 2026 at 22 degrees. Okay, 22, or should I say number 22 is a master number, and if we do bring it down in the numerological sense, it is 4. Okay, so 4 degrees. And I don't know if there are any, other numerologists or astrologists out there, or anyone that is involved in this kind of work that looks at these degrees and the numerology of it. But when we look at what's going to happen on the 19th of July, which a lot of astrologers are also talking about, it's known as the Barbo basket. I don't know if any one of you have actually heard about this. Okay, and we've got all the outer planets forming like a basket shape. Okay, you can Google this, you can find it online, everyone's talking about it. Okay, and all the planets, all the outer planets, are at 4 degrees. Now, having the new moon at 22 degrees, which is essentially a 4, but in its master form of the 22, and all the other outer planets, every single one of them at 4 degrees, which is not a coincidence. To my understanding, and also my intuition, it is saying that with the number 4, which is the earth number, okay, number 4 is the earth number, it's associated with earth, it's associated with the heart chakra. Okay, so which number or which chakra is the 4th chakra? The heart chakra. It's all about compassion. And we've got this moon also in the sign of Cancer, which is all about nurturing, compassion and love, and in the motherly sense, the feminine sense. Okay, so now quickly back to this Barbo basket before we move on to the new moon and then we do the zodiac reading. I do want to give a bit of information, so it's not just straight to the reading, okay, so that you've got a little bit of understanding of what's happening and what people are talking about and what has been predicted. Now, this prediction is not new. Okay, Barbo is a French astrologer, André Barbeau, and he's a very old, I don't know if he's still alive, okay, he predicted the fall of the Soviet Union in 1991 and the 2020 pandemic, okay, years before each of them happened. So obviously this guy knows what he's doing, right? Or knew what he was doing. So on July 19th, 2026, there is a starting point. It's not saying that this is going to be happening on that day. It's not like a immense flash flooding of the earth where everything, just it's not one of those biblical type things. It's a slow process. Everything happens slowly. Okay, so it's saying that this is something that initiates the change. Okay, and there will be another preview, okay, which will occur in 2027, next year in June. I think it was around the 14th. I'm not really sure exactly the day. Okay, it could be around the 19th again of June. Okay, but the 19th of July for 2026, that's what we're focusing on. Barbeau's reflections, or what he thought, okay, at the collective worldly understanding, he predicted a new age or a new civilization, which apparently it, you know, since, how would I say this? Okay, so the new civilization he thought would be initiated around 2000, okay, but it's taking effect on the 19th of July 2026. Okay, so it's a phenomenon which has not happened before, with these planets in their configurations and so forth, with the degrees of their configurations. So it's an extremely rare planetary configuration, or how the planets come together. Okay, and the basket is pretty much like the womb. Okay, it's pretty much like how when all the planets, okay, so let me just quickly draw this so you have kind of an idea of what I'm talking about. Okay, so if we have, you know how we have an astrological chart, say it like this, with all the houses, okay, for example, this basket looks a bit like this, okay, and imagine this being the womb, and this is like the fetus in the womb, all curled up. Okay, so you know when you have an ultrasound and you see the baby curled up in one corner, so let's turn this over. Okay, so let's say the head is here, okay, and the baby's lying down, its knees are like curled up, this is where the feet are. Okay, so this is like the womb, and the baby is in there, and it represents a gestation. You know, it's like a new beginning, where we're feeling more nurtured and held. Okay, it's almost like going back to the womb kind of, you know, energy. But it just means that the outer planets that are making up this configuration are playing the major role. Okay, and so what have we got? We've got the slower moving outer planets like Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, which are all connected to major worldly events. Okay, and each of these planets placements and their alignments have massive implications on society, okay, or how society will run, or yeah. So this is pretty much like, how would I say this? It's pretty much like a global shift, okay, and this global shift can represent a new way of, it's almost like everyone's going to become, okay, because of that, you know, womb shape with a fetus in it and so forth. It's almost like everyone's going to have this highly sensitive, compassionate, empathic, telepathic ability being unlocked or something like that, which would be amazing. It would be amazing. The world will become such a beautiful place. Okay, if this did happen, but who knows what's going to happen. Okay, so this is like, this configuration has never been seen in history. So astrologers have these software or applications where they can go back and back and back and back and see if there is a configuration just like this Barbo's, you know, basket with the specific planets, okay, the outer planets in the way they are aligned at 4 degrees. I'm not joking, 4 degrees. It's associated with the heart chakra. Okay, if you know, they go back and back and back and they can't find anything, so it's probably like very ancient energy that's coming back, and it's very feminine because Cancer energy, where the sun is in Cancer, and even though we're moving into Leo, okay, we're still in Cancer during that time, and we've got the moon, the new moon occurring in Cancer, and even though there are a lot of, you know, planets also in retrograde, including Mercury retrograde, it's also making us look into the past. Okay, it's all about reconnecting with our roots, our past, where we came from. In other words, where were we born from? The mother. Okay, so it's not just about going back to the forefathers. We are from the womb. We are from the earth. The earth is the womb. The earth energy is feminine. Earth is feminine. The seed is masculine. Okay, so what we are doing is we are reconnecting to the earth, but to our hearts, with the energy of compassion, with the energy of feminine energy is going to be very much highlighted here, but it's going to be more embracing, it's going to be more nurturing, it's going to be more caring. As we move into the Leo sun energy, it's also about being more visible, being able to show and be a role model, okay, in our way of connecting, in our way of the compassion energy of Cancer still is there. Okay, so but everyone will experience this differently. Okay, if it's a very nice energy that's coming through, okay, even though it may be a very shocking, drastic type of experience for some, eventually it ends up becoming more of resonating with your true element of being who you're meant to be, or it's bringing you back to where you're meant to be. Okay, if you've strayed off your path because of external experiences or external influences, whether this may be people around you, the work you do, your partners, your children, etc., or even hobbies. You know, you may be influenced to a certain degree where you may think you like what you're doing, but it's not you. Okay, so what this is doing is also bringing you back to that. It's almost like a reset or going back to the drawing board. Okay, it's like going back to the past, reconnecting to the past some way. This also represents healing, okay, healing a lot of past trauma. And when I talk about past, I'm not talking about past lives, I'm talking about past as in all the way back to the womb. Okay, if there was trauma while you were in the womb, that's healing. If there was trauma during your childhood, that's healing. If there was trauma as you were growing up, there's healing there as well. So there is healing coming through, but the healing is coming through the love and the nurturing and the compassion and the empathy and so forth. Okay, And it's not something that you need to be aware of and do something about. It is unfolding naturally, okay? So don't try to force anything. Don't say, oh, I have to do it this way. If something's happening in your life that you're resisting, it means that you're meant to be letting go of that resistance, okay? No matter how you think that it is painful during the process, just know that it's taking you back to where you're meant to be, okay? So it's going back. And that's why we've got all of those retrograde energies happening, because it's making us go back, okay? To even things that we started and we did not complete, it's saying you have to go back and complete that, okay? So that's a little bit about the bamboo basket. Yes, this guy, you know, did predict all of, through astrology, all of that. Okay, so now to the new moon. So besides what I just explained, there are two powerful influences, okay, that began in June and are bleeding into July, okay. I want to kind of like also talk about that. Now, on the 30th of June, Jupiter moved into Leo. That's a main thing. That's like a big thing, okay? And for the next year, it will continue to amplify themes of visibility, creativity, courage, love, being on stage or being in the limelight, and just living from the heart, or living with, you know, from living through passion. Okay, it's a very childlike energy. It's like, you know, with children, if they're hungry, they'll eat. If they're not, they won't. They'll go out, jump around, play, etc. They'll just do whatever they want to do. It's not, you know, they don't have to think about it. They don't say, if I eat this, will I put weight on? You know, they don't think. They just do it. If they feel like, you know, they don't want to eat that, they won't eat it. Or they won't do something that they don't feel like doing, okay? And they do all of these weird things, you know. They jump around, they roll their body, or they do these weird actions, and they hum, and they and now we're finding out that those are the things that keep our body healthy, okay? Humming and doing weird sounds and weird actions with our body. It's a intuitive action. Children do it intuitively, but as we grow up, we tend to try to find logic behind it and think that that's silly. We have to be more reserved. We have to be conscious with our action. But children don't care. They just do what makes them feel happy, and that's how it should be. And that's how we are going to be like, okay, with Jupiter moving into Leo, honestly. Okay, we're not going to really care about how we're being perceived. It's about what makes us feel happy in the moment. During this transit, or should I say, this transit also brings with it desire to express ourselves more powerfully, confidently, and authentically in a southern way. Okay, we're more free. We're not reserved. We're more free. Okay, so, but July is not just about shining your light. Okay, on the 29th of June, Mercury went retrograde. I think it was the 29th. Yes, it is the 29th. Mercury went retrograde in Cancer, and this will last until the 25th of July. Okay, So basically it's making us feel more nostalgic, it's making us go back into the past, our roots, etc. What I explained before. Okay. And we're kind of like thinking that in our minds, because Mercury is all about the mind. Okay. And our minds may want to return to the past, to family matters, to old conversations we had. It may even like go into like our needs for emotional security. Maybe even like, you know, unresolved issues will come through as well. Okay. And while a part of us wants to step forward and take a bolder role in life with the Jupiter in a Leo. Jupiter is like the biggest planet, and the effect of it is it amplifies everything. Okay. And if it's in Leo, it's going to be like, think of Leo energy, it's going to amplify that within us. And you have to have a look at where Leo is in your chart. Excuse me. Just a drink of water. For example, Leo in my chart is in the 9th house, so this could be amplifying things like travel, and it can amplify things like learning philosophy, spiritual, finding spiritual gurus, learning through them, things like that. Okay, so you have to have a look at where Jupiter is in your natal chart, and you can also Leo, where Leo is in your natal chart, and see kind of like, you know, what's being influenced. Okay, so we may be kind of like, you know, with this part of us that wants to step forward and take a bolder role in life with that energy. Another part may revisit old resentments or rooted habits, or may desire to search for something that is more security based or gives you security or comfort and so forth. Okay, so it's a combination of that Cancer energy and Leo energy there. And then the new moon in Cancer on the 14th of July, occurring at 22 degrees. It is a number 22. It represents building something. Okay, so the master number 22 is the builder, but when it's reduced, it is the number 4, which represents the earth energy. It is earth. It is all about the heart. Okay, the womb. So think of it that way. And this energy of the Cancer new moon will bring to the surface emotional memories, okay, family patterns. It can bring words that have been spoken, or even words that have not been spoken. Okay, intuitively you may sense it, but telepathically you may have picked it up, but your mind hasn't processed it, so you don't know. So you know that there are unspoken words, but it hasn't been spoken yet. So within the retrospective atmosphere, you know, we've got other planets in retrograde. The new moon can feel unexpectedly discomforting. Okay, there could be sudden awareness, sudden attraction, sudden disruption of established patterns, or sudden disharmony or even harmony may arise in relationships or connections. Okay, anything that is familiar or have, you know, patterns of harmony may no longer support your growth, or feel suffocating, okay? And bonds may feel both unsupportive, or it may feel both attractive but also at the same time fragile, you know, like afraid to hurt someone. You may want to let loose. You may want to bring a new relationship into your life. For example, if we think about, you know, relationship terms, not everyone's going to feel the same thing. But for example, if it's a relationship situation, you may want to let go of a relationship, but find it, you know, find the other person too fragile, so you're not doing anything about it. Or it could be you want to bring someone into your life, but find that, you know, the situation is too fragile, and you know, you're afraid that you're going to lose the connection, for example. Okay, so that kind of energy is there. The new moon speaks less of a quick outward start and more of a need to rebuild the emotional foundation. Okay. The issue, I would say the issue isn't about being stuck in the past. It's about creating a new order within yourself to see the past more consciously and avoid reacting in the same way. Okay. And we have Saturn, Saturn's retrograde as well. So is Neptune, but Saturn will be prominent and will be adding responsibilities according to where it is transiting in your chart. Okay, so there will be like more responsibilities in that area. Okay, so that's a little bit about what's happening astrologically and also numerologically. Let's get into the readings. I'm going to start with Cancer. Okay. I've also got our website there, girlandhermoon.com. By all means, you know, check us out. Have a look. We're also on Instagram, on YouTube as well. Check us out and see, you know, if anything resonates with you, because we've got a lot of stuff there, a lot of free stuff as well, classes and rituals and whatnot. You know, there are many things there. We don't only do tarot reading. We've got astrologers, we've got Akashic readers. There's a lot of information about what's happening, okay, with all of this astrology, the energies, numerology. We've got all that there, and yeah, you may actually, you know, like what we write. So check us out. Okay. All right, let's start with Cancer, because it is a Cancer new moon, and what I do is when I do these moon readings, I start with the sign, the zodiac sign that it's in. Okay, so starting with Cancer, and today what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my tarot cards, which I always do, and I've also got the Lenormand. I don't know if I can say that properly. The mystical Lenormand, cards. Okay, so I haven't actually picked these cards up for such a long time, but let's see how we go. Okay, I'll just pick 2 cards from the Lenormand cards for each sign. Okay, all right, starting with Cancer. Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Okay, let's have a look and see. Let's have a look and see what. Okay, so before I start the reading, maybe I should also mention a little bit about what does the sun, moon, and rising sign mean for you. Besides the sun, the moon, and the rising sign, you can also have a look at all the other planets. For example, you may want to know what's happening with Saturn, okay? And look at your chart. Where is Saturn in your chart? Okay. If Saturn is in Aries, for example, you can listen to Aries. Okay. You could also look at your chart and have a look at which part of the chart is very much highlighted. Like, are there a lot of planets in one zodiac sign? Okay. That's another way of thinking of it. For example, in my chart, I have a lot of planets on Libra and Virgo, okay? So, which means that I tend to listen to Libra and Virgo as well, and that gives me a bit of an idea as well, okay? So you could do that as well. But when you're listening to your sun, just know it represents your core identity. It represents your soul, basically, because the sun, or the soul, okay, where's my pen? The sun, or the soul, okay, is the soul. Different spelling, but it's the same meaning, okay? It just represents your core energetic self, okay? So that is who you are at the core level, okay? The sun, it represents how you're being perceived, how you're seen. It is not in the sense of appearance, but in the sense of your true identity or character. It's like, you know, when people first meet you, they will see your ascending sign, but after a while they will start to identify with your soul or core energy. They will start to see your true identity, okay? So for example, if you're, say, a vibrant personality at the core level, okay, freedom loving, very carefree, and also very independent, okay, let's say you're very independent. It's very Aquarius energy, okay? So if you're very independent, carefree, and aloof, okay, at the core level, aloofness means that, you know, you will want your own space. You don't want people to overcrowd you, okay? But when people first meet you, because they see your ascending sign, say that, you know, you have a Sagittarius ascending, you come across being very social, very bubbly, very funny. People think, wow, she's really good, you know, like, you get to know you, and they're happy with you, and then all of a sudden they realize that you're not always like that. You're very private. You don't like to be around people a lot, because you have the core, or the sun, in that other aloof sign, okay? So the sun represents your true identity, okay? It is who you really are at the core level, and we usually do start becoming more of our sun energy, or zodiac sun sign, after the age of, say, 45. We become more of that, but before that it is our ascending sign. It is what we show to the world. So the ascending sign is more like the clothes you wear or the mask you wear, you know, it's what people see on the surface level. And it's like the puppet Okay, the puppeteer is the sun, but the puppet is your ascending sign, or the mask that other people see. Okay, so and the moon is your emotional side, your emotions, your feelings. It's your feminine, your it's associated with your mother as well. Like the sun is associated with your father, okay, the moon is associated with your mother. Okay, so the moon sign represents also your physical body. Okay, it's like the cups in the tarot card. It's the emotions, it's the water energy, the water element. The sun is the fire element. The ascending sign is it's like the air element. It's like, you know, it's always there, something that's visible. Okay, and the moon is like the emotions, water. It is who you are at the emotional level. Okay, so it also represents your home, because emotions, mother, the womb, okay, where you reside, where you live, where you feel comfort, okay, all of that, where you feel nurtured. Okay, so think of it that way. There are many explanations to these planets and how they contribute to your experience in your life. So if you're listening to say a Saturn sign in your chart, and you don't know what Saturn means or how it affects you, you can have a look at that. Okay, you can Google it and find out what it means. Okay, but here we're looking at sun, moon, and ascending or rising. And if you don't know your rising sign, just go with your moon sign and sun sign. Okay, that's also another thing. All right, Cancer. Let's start this. Okay, Cancer, this is your moon. Let's see what's coming through for you with the Lenormand. Okay, I want just 2 cards with the Lenormand. Okay, and the way you choose these cards is you shuffle them and then you cut them into and just pick the 2 from the top, like so. Okay. It's all about you, okay, this new moon, because it's in your sign. And what do I see here? Okay, we've got this snake. Snake can mean many things. Okay, it can mean many things. It can mean a habit, a toxic habit. It could mean knowledge and wisdom. Okay, I'm looking at the symbolic aspect of the snake in general. It can have something to do with wisdom, knowledge and wisdom. If you are aware of the 2 snakes on the stake that represent medicine, for example. Okay, snake usually represents knowledge. Okay, but this snake is a little bit different. She's got a crown. Well, I'm saying she. There's a crown on her head, and I'm saying she because it's got an egg. Okay, a golden egg. And there's the sun and the moon on either side of it. So and the tower, which is, it's not like the tower in the tarot deck. I know that it represents, it's more like the hangman, maybe. Okay, it's more like related to isolation. Okay, Yeah. I'm just trying to get a sense of it, okay? And we got this card just, you know, revealed itself. It kind of like flicked over. Let's have a look at the rest of the cards, and then maybe I can make more sense of it. Okay. Oh, the Tower also is kind of like legal stuff, where you're dealing with legal stuff as well. Okay, that's another message I just got through my channeling. Okay, legalities. That's what I got. Were you dealing with legal situations? Okay. Let me just do this because we'll keep that one there because that's like the outcome card. Okay. Yeah, the Tower here is talking about legal stuff. Okay. If you were involved in legalities or justice or anything like that. Okay. It's kind of like relating to isolation or withdrawal as well. Maybe you withdraw, you know, you withdrew yourself. Yeah, it's like, you know, you decided to be more strategical with the snake energy, you know, wisdom, okay, and to retreat without questioning anything deeper. It's like you've been distancing yourself or trying to protect yourself. But is distancing truly a protective thing? Okay, because the snake can also represent something that is toxic. Okay, it's almost like yeah, you did maybe run away from something, or you tried to resolve something, whether it's within family, whether it's legal, whatever it may have been. Okay, you tried to attain your independence, but to attain independence was okay. So this is speaking about the recent past. Okay, that's the message I'm getting here. To attain independence, this action didn't actually make you find independence. You withdrew in a way where you realize that you're isolating yourself. Okay, that's the message that came through. Okay, so what's happening for you during the moon energy? We've got this sudden change, sudden shift, sudden movement. It's like you're moving away from this energy of isolating yourself. Okay, running away from a situation or someone, or not facing it, or just wanting to be away from a situation. It's almost like you've locked yourself in a room and wanted everything else that, you know, you didn't want to deal with to disappear. Okay, but what's happening is you're changing this energy. This energy is changing. Sudden shifts, sudden movements, moving forward. Lots of phone calls, connections, communications. Also, what I see is a situation relating friends, family, you know, people that you connect with. You're valuing your identity. You want to be more visible. Okay. Or you're saying, if I'm more visible, I will become more valued. That's why you're changing and moving and shifting. Okay. you're re-evaluating everything that you did in the past. Okay, it's like you thought that you can find this comfort. The Empress there represents mother figure. Okay, you thought that you can find this comforting, nurturing space. Everyone's going to nurture you, comfort you, and provide for you. You thought that you can find that wherever you go. Okay, and what you're doing is now you're re-evaluating this past decision or past way of being. It's kind of like a habit that or like an old way that you express yourself, or an old emotional response. Okay, you're realizing this self-awareness is occurring, and you're finding more deep connections with the people around you. Okay, I see that also coming through. There is a personal goal that you're looking forward to. I see that with, you know, all of this energy here. It's almost like it's something that has been unfinished, where it stressed you out and you kind of like left it halfway finished. Okay, something from the past. Because if we look at this energy, it's moving this way. Okay, when we write from this side and we go that way. For example, in Arabic they write this way, or maybe Chinese write this way, but we in general write this way. So when you think of it, this energy, the way these cards have been designed, they're designed with the motion of this way going towards the future. Okay, and when you go from this way, that way, it's back to the past. And we're seeing this Empress energy, she's facing the past. Okay, she's facing the past, and we also see this energy here and this angel looking to the past. Sorry, the fears are here, and that's you there in your mental prison, and you're kind of like looking back to the past where all the fears, the habits, the toxic energy is, and the angel is saying face it. Face all of that in the past. Okay, so this Empress energy is also looking to the past, and it's saying, well, in the past this was what you wanted. You wanted to be nurtured. You wanted a mother figure around you all the time to take care of you. That was what you wanted. Okay, and we see it in the snake as well. The snake is also looking towards the past, whereas this figure here is, I don't know if you can see this figure. Let me quickly show you. Can you see that figure? Okay, is looking towards the future. All right, so she's looking towards the future and saying, well, I've been locked up for so long, or I've locked myself up for so long, now it's time to move forward. And this is like moving forward. Information being, you know, intentions, words, everything is going forwards. Okay, so I would say everything's kind of probably, because we've got the Hierophant there, okay, everything's probably going to fall into place in regards to your connections. Okay, and yeah, there is this thing about a personal goal. Okay, the Empress can also represent like a creative project from the past, okay, that you thought was stressful and you just left it half finished. You're also revisiting that. This can also relate to, because the Empress can also represent your image, okay, or how you're being perceived, the idea or your image of yourself. Okay, it's not just what you do as a project, it could be also you, yourself, how you perceive yourself. Okay, and how people perceive you. Okay, so you're also going back to that. Okay, you're going back to that. You're getting like it's like you're revisiting some sort of goal or unfinished situation that relates to yourself, maybe your appearance, or some sort of project that you were working on. Okay, even how you express yourself. And all is going to fall into place, because when we have the Hierophant here, it represents it represents everything becoming more grounded. It is Hierophant is earth energy. Okay, it's ruled by Venus, but Taurus. Okay, so it is earth energy. It represents everything becoming more grounded, more stable. Okay, for you. So that's what I'm seeing there. And if you were in some sort of legal stuff, you know, this could be like maybe you're going through a divorce or some sort of situation relating to inheritance, whatever it may have been, okay, that involves shared resources, okay. Okay, so for example, if you were going through a divorce, it may involve shared resources. If you're going through some sort of court situation that involves a compensation or inheritance, okay, still again shared resources. Maybe there's some legal stuff that involves you receiving some sort of benefits through the government, okay, again it's shared resources through the government. Okay, anything that is legal, if things were not happening, now it's moving forward. Things are moving forward. Okay, everything's going to fall into place by the end of the month. That's what I'm getting. Okay, so yeah, that's for you, Cancer. I hope you enjoyed that reading. Okay, so enjoy your beautiful Cancer new moon, and we'll move on to the next sign, which is Leo. Okay, so Leo, yeah, we also have Jupiter in your sign, which is amazing. Okay, so what does this mean? You know, have a look at your chart. Where is Leo? Okay, in your natal chart, and also have a look at your chart where you're transiting, you know, where Leo is transiting or where Jupiter is transiting. Okay, have a look at where Jupiter is in your transiting chart. So you got a bit of an idea there. Let's see what comes through for Leo through the Lenormand cards. Okay. Forward motion. And also through the tarot. So I want 5 cards. Okay, well, one did reveal itself. We'll keep it that way. It's about what you should not be doing or avoid. You should avoid, basically. Okay. Lenormand. All right. Well, we've got the coffin there. Okay, the coffin represents, it's a very, well, you can say it's like the end of a cycle, but it can also represent something more spiritual. Okay, it can represent both things. And we also have the ship there, which is a really good energy, you know. The ship is pretty much moving forward in something. Okay, what's the ship like in the tarot? The ship could be like the Knight of Wands, the Knight of Wands. But coffin is, I'm pretty sure it's the coffin. It's associated with number 8 as well. It's a very spiritual energy. Okay, it talks about the underworld or the afterworld. It can represent the ending of a cycle. You're coming towards the end of a cycle. It can also represent ancestral things. Okay. And when we see the 2 there, it represents something's ending where something new is beginning. This is like a new beginning. Okay. So an ending will be opening a new, like a new door or a path. If there was a standstill in your life, life will begin to flow again. It could be like maybe you were forced to stop or to take a pause, or you're asked to take a pause before you move forward. Okay, it's like a pause. It's like the quiet before the storm kind of thing. Okay, so yeah, you know, weirdly, this also is during the Cancer new moon, Leo, you're also going through your 12th house. Okay, 12th house is all about the past. It's all about, when I say the past, I'm talking about past lives. It's also about your ancestors. Okay, yeah, okay. So this could be like something that has ended and you're in the process of healing that during this time. Okay, it could be like a forced pause or being immobilized, or something has ended where you had to kind of like be still before you move forward. Okay, we've got the ship there, which represents change, travel, movement. It could also be, this could also be like the 8 of Wands. Okay, in the tarot, movement, sudden movement. It could be like this could also be like moving forward after a breakup or a sudden shutdown, moving forward after a period of stagnation. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be an amazing adventure, but it just means that there is this movement, okay, or departure, or change, moving places, moving. Okay, it can represent move. If you've had health issues, this is actually saying that, during this time you may feel, and you're probably going to feel, this coffin energy. It's saying that a necessary stop. Okay, when we go through the 12th house, we may have health issues, we may have lack of energy, because when we're going through the 12th house in astrology, it is a time to go inwards. It's a time to rest and recuperate. And we got that coffin energy there, which is saying you need to stop. You need to rest. You need to strictly rest before you move forward again. Okay. You need to slow down. You need to slowly, gradually take on the movement, because this is a dead stop and this is a sudden spurt of action. Okay, so it's a total opposite energy. So this is saying before your next movement, you need to go in, you need to rest, you need to take a nap, you need to sleep. Okay, and that's what also you have during this time with a Cancer new moon in the 12th house. You need to go inwards. You need to rest. Okay, same message coming through. Let's see what the tarot is saying. Okay. Okay. What I'm getting is that, you know, now Jupiter is entering your sign. Okay, we have that. We know that. Jupiter, that's what this is saying. There's a new beginning. Okay, new beginning in your reality. Jupiter is entering your sign. You may be more visible. You may be seen more. Okay. You may feel more visible. You may feel more bold and confident within yourself. You may burn the bridges of emotional ties and move forward. You may decide to break old habits and start to see things from a different perspective. You may decide to go and explore new things that you've never explored before. Okay, but this is saying here, make sure that when you do things this way, you are not hurting other people. Okay, this is like having win-win. Okay, always check and make sure that everyone else around you is okay with what you do. Okay, don't just do it for the sake of it. But however, I feel as though there are old fears or weariness, because we got the message coming through there as well, okay, from the past that is resurfacing. That's why you're moving towards the future. Okay, even though this is moving this way, okay, it's not moving this way, it's moving downwards. Okay, so you're kind of like moving towards the future by letting go of emotional stuff. Okay, you're resolving some of those emotions and old fears. There is also some situation that is related to relationships or partnerships, okay, that is also going to be arising. Make sure you do have win-win with your involvements there. There is a fresh start. Okay, there is a fresh start. This new moon is going to offer you an opportunity to revisit something or an issue or an idea or a plan that you had from the past and make some sort of fresh start. Okay, it's not a new beginning. It's not something brand new that you'll announce to the world. Okay, it's like you it's like you're taking a step within yourself. Okay, in your soul, because we've got the hangman there. The hangman is also pretty much like the coffin energy. You're standing still, resting. Okay, so it's very spiritual as well. So you're taking a step within, into your soul. Or if in a project you're doing this, maybe you've been doing this secretly, preparing in the background some way, or that is what you're doing. Okay, you're not going fully out there and showing everything to everyone, kind of thing. Okay, so that's what I'm getting here as a message for you, Leo. Okay, I hope this has enlightened you. Take care until next time, until the next moon. Okay, enjoy the new moon in Cancer energy. Okay, bye. Okay, so next we have, what do we have next? we've got Virgo. Let's see what comes through the Lenormand cards through Virgo. For Virgo. Okay. And the tarot. Okay, let's have a look at these. Stork, are you traveling somewhere? Could there be issues during this travel? We'll see what comes through, okay? Something about health is also coming through. You've got a lot of nice cards, Virgo. That's all I can say. Okay. But there is some sort of travel involved, family is involved, health is something to do with health. That's coming through as well. Okay, so I had to pause the video and I'm back. So Virgo, I was mentioning that there are nice like energies in this layout. Okay, the energies, what I see is, firstly, Queen of Swords is showing me independence. You're feeling the independence, okay? And a lot of that mercurial energy as well, you know, like lots of mind processes and also relating to your thoughts, how you think, and well, Mercury is retrograde, and Virgo, you are ruled by Mercury. Okay, that's one thing that you should know. And it's showing me that your social life is busy, but also with family. There's a lot of travel occurring. Okay, travel. We've got the stork there. Stork is also about migrating. Okay, what do storks do? They, you know, when the weather changes, they migrate to another part of the world, you know, where it's warmer. So basically it shows long distance travel. Yeah, that's a possibility. Whether you are going or someone else is coming, it could be both. Maybe you're going somewhere and then someone else is coming from another place to meet up with you or something like that. So yeah, we've got the stork there, which is definitely relating to some sort of travel. Okay, and like I said, it's not short distance travel. It does relate to long distance travel, migration. I'm not going to say that you are going to immigrate to another country, but who knows, maybe you might. But we've got this whip also next to it. Okay, so whip coming afterwards, the stork can be it can represent something intense. Okay, it can represent a situation that is intense, and because we've got the stork in the first position there, this basically is saying that something has taken shift, or it's moving, it's started. Okay, something has started, so it could be like change, or something in motion, something that is changing, or maybe you're changing roles, or you're changing places, or something, you know, is changing. And when we have the whip there, It represents you trying to make it perfect. Well, Virgo, you know, you're known for your perfectionism, but this is also saying that you're trying to make things perfect. You're trying to adjust it so that you don't have to repeat it again. Okay. There could be conflicts, maybe issues relating to travel. I mean, Mercury's retrograde, so this could also mean maybe issues with travel. Okay, it could be flight delays, lost luggage, you know, and also maybe arguments with others relating to this. Okay, maybe you need to repeat yourself a few times. Maybe you're losing paperwork. You know, just be very careful. Watch if you are traveling. Maybe tie bright colored ribbons on your luggage or something, so that you can easily see them. Okay. I wouldn't say it's a big issue, because you also have a lot of nice cards here. Okay. And also the energy that I'm picking up, it feels like there's a lot of situations that relate to family, that relate to friends, that relate to health, and also travel. Travel is also, if you're partnered, has a connection to your partner. Situations relating to these may pop up or surface or resurface. Maybe it's something that you went through before. Okay. So there could be unfinished conversations relating to future plans that may come up. Okay. This could be like, oh, I'm thinking of taking that short journey with my partner someplace, you know, like a mini getaway or something, and something about that may come up. I've got some health issues that I need to address. Something about that may come up. The people that we hang out with, maybe, you know, we need to let them know that we can't make it, or something like that. Or we've got family coming in, we have to kind of like adjust to the situation. You know, these are the type of things that I'm getting here with what I see and what I am picking up energetically. So with this new moon, I'm seeing a lot of like groups of people. Okay, so I'm seeing like maybe friends rocking up, family members rocking up, also old friends, very, very old, you know, people that you haven't caught up with, old friends. It's like a reunion, okay, that kind of energy. Because the Cancer energy is about, you know, it's very nostalgic, so it does have a connection to the past. And the new moon, yeah, it's like reconnecting and celebrating a reunion kind of energy. Family members that you haven't seen for a very long time, reuniting with them, etc. It could also be maybe you're kind of like, because I'm getting this independence energy coming through, and also this, the whip, representing, you know, confrontations and arguments, possibly. Okay, so this could be like, maybe you're looking at and revising and kind of like sifting through the people that you associate with. Okay, it could be because your social circle, you know, maybe you're deciding who you could continue associating with and who to discontinue associating with, because maybe there are misunderstandings. Okay, I'm not saying that you should discontinue. The reason why you may feel like that is because misunderstandings or arguments, you know, maybe you haven't been able to express yourself clearly, or they haven't. Okay, now on the health front, I do see that, you know, something is, now this is Leo energy. Okay, and Leo, Jupiter is in Leo. We've got that energy as well. So this is basically saying something about your health is well, the nine of cups represents a wish coming true. So something about your health is, if you know, you've had issues and no one has been able to identify what the reason was, or what the cause was, that may be highlighted, like that could be seen. And you know, it would be like something coming out that the physician missed, for example. Okay, and you're happy with the results. It's like, oh, was it that? That's simple. I can just do a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and I can get that out of my system. Okay, so what I'm seeing here in regards to health is you're celebrating your result. It could be like you've got the all clear. It could be that what you thought was a bad thing, okay, turns out to be something so simple that you have the ability to do maybe some exercise and some dieting, or add in some, you know, natural remedies or whatever, to be able to get that out of your system. Okay, and it shows that there's strength coming back. There's movement also here. Okay, so movement, maybe like a mini getaway with your partner if you are partnered. If you're not partnered, this could also mean maybe you're partnering up with a friend, or maybe a child, maybe a friend, you know, someone that you're very connected at the soul level. Okay, emotions are running very high also, so be very careful with how you express yourself, because this also shows emotions running high. This is Cancer energy, and emotions, there's happiness, there's joy here. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of happiness, joy, movement, action, friends, family, happy with the health results, but still there's something there that you do not stop at. You know, it's like you have to kind of like put your input into, you have to say something about something. Okay, you have to say something. And this could be like, maybe if, say for example, if you're flying somewhere and your flight's delayed, okay, for like 3 hours, you could be arguing with the people at the counter who just work there, okay, why the flight has been, you know, and it's not their fault, it's not in their control, but you have to say something. It's like venting, okay, and it's making the atmosphere very tight, okay, very heavy. So that's what I'm seeing there, but it's only a little part of it. Okay, it's just saying that, you know, you should be very careful with how you express yourself. But I do see you going somewhere. Okay, that's what I see. If you're not going anywhere, it just means that you are connecting with someone who is maybe coming your way. Okay, So that's for you, Virgo. Enjoy this new moon energy. Enjoy as much as possible. Okay. Next we've got Libra. Libra sun, moon, or rising. Let's see what comes through for you in the Lenormand cards. And let's have a look at the tarot. This is the only way. Someone actually asked me why I shuffle my cards like this, if there's a reason for it. The reason is because the cards are too big for my hands and I can't shuffle them any other way. Okay. Let's have a look and see what's come through. What has come through? Ooh, mountain. And I don't know how this is, like how you say that. Seath? Is it called Seath? I'm not really sure how you pronounce it. Okay, it's that blade there. Okay, if I bring it up close. Okay, can you see that blade? Okay, I think it's called a seath. I'm not really sure. And it's ruled by, you can see Chiron there. Okay, in the corner, it's a symbol for Chiron. All of these cards, the Lenormand cards, have a specific symbol. Okay, it can represent a planet or an asteroid. This one also has Capricorn on it. Okay, Capricorn on that corner. Oops, trying to bring the volume down. Capricorn on the right hand side corner. They also have numbers, which also numerologically it matters. So Libra, mountain, and this, wow. Maybe you're healing something. Okay, you're healing some sort of hard situation, because this is Chiron. Okay, and this is mountain. It's Capricorn or Saturn. Okay, and it could be relating to anything in general, you know, in your life. So but when you think of it astrologically, okay, Saturn and Chiron, it just means that something that you've felt stuck with, that was like a huge mountain that you could not move. You're healing that. There's some sort of healing energy here. Excuse me. So it could also be, when we look at this picture, the picture of the mountain, okay, it's this earth like a lump of earth or rock, or okay, it's huge and it's very hard to move. So it can represent something that is at a standstill or frozen. Even, you know, like if we think about ice on the mountain, okay, so basically energy of the mountain can be like something like a blockage. Okay, that's what I'm getting with this energy. It could be like a blockage or something that is, in your eyes, it looks like something huge that you cannot overcome, or you do not have the ability to go over the mountain. Okay, it's huge. And if it's a mountain that's got ice on it, or snow on it, it's like this frozen situation, or something that persists, something that makes you feel heavy, because the mountain is earth, it's earth energy, you know, it's heavy, like a rock, like a huge lump of clay. Think of it that way, okay? And it could also be like, you know, you just feel heavy and blocked and you just don't have the motivation to move forward. Okay, think of it that way. But when we have I don't know if it's pronounced as skeeth or seeth. Okay, either way, if I'm pronouncing it wrong, please forgive me. But this is like, you know, because it's a sharp blade, and Chiron, okay, it's like healing this energy, okay. It's saying that this blockage or this heaviness can no longer continue as it is, okay. So a clear decision needs to be made, okay. A clear decision where this represents like the sword or the knife that cuts through something in one go and clears it out of the way, okay. So even if it's painful, you have to give up on certain things to be able to move forward. That's what this is saying, okay. That's what I'm getting from this message here. And it can also represent like a turning point, okay, like a turning point in your life in general. So if you've had like a professional blockage, okay, for example, look, we got the Sun, Two of Wands, okay. Well, we've got the World, which represents, you know, something is ending, a cycle is ending and a new cycle is about to start. So when we see the World, we've got the snake that's biting its tail there, and it's in a okay, like a circle, and it just represents the beginning, the head, and then the tail, the end. So it's like an analog clock, you know, where we have the 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and so forth. And then, you know, it's back to 12 o'clock, around we go, and then it's back to 12 o'clock. So it just represents a cycle, and it's saying that you have arrived at the end, okay. It's like the last drop that can contain in the glass. You're at the end of it. You can't tolerate it anymore. You just have to cut your losses to move on to new things, okay. Pretty much that's what the energy here is looking at, okay. And we do see the Sun there, which represents a nice energy, okay. We know that Jupiter is moving into Leo, and Leo is ruled by the Sun, okay. We do see also situations relating to money, planning, and working with a lot of people. Okay, if you've been working from home, online, you know, that's also in there. But it's also how people see you. Okay, your social standing in life. That's you, and that's everyone around you. Whether it's your social circle, your working, you know, circle, people that you collaborate with, people that you associate with, and so forth. How people perceive you, basically. Okay, the Sun card in the very beginning and the World card there, they are very positive. So it's a, and this, okay, Chiron, it's like something is being removed from your path that's been blocking your way. Okay, so this could be, yeah, this could be like, you know, decisions regarding your social standing, maybe even your career, because we've got money here. Okay, there needs to be some sort of evaluation or re-evaluation. What's blocking you? What needs to be cut off so that you can regain your ability to be seen for your talents, your social standing, where you are, who you know, how you're seen, all of that. Okay. There's something about, you know, what I'm getting is, okay, it's right at the beginning, but I'm getting like this is probably towards the end of the month. Okay, that's what I'm feeling, because I'm getting like 2 weeks into the month, the last 2 weeks of the month. Okay, so it's like from the new moon and towards the end of the month. That's what I'm getting. Okay, and what I see is something may suddenly dawn on you, okay, regarding creative things and how you express yourself. Okay, so your talents, your abilities, the creativity, what is it that you love doing, you know, all of that. And the Sun is saying that you want to make something, you know, you want to make a fresh start in your professional life where you're seen, because this is like the stage. Okay, but it requires you to review the past and make plans. And you probably need to revisit maybe ideas, goals, you know, old ideas, old goals, old projects, and review them. You may even be planning to go back to an old job. Okay, maybe you had an offer and you're still sitting on it, wondering whether you should go back to it or not. Whether you should go back to that or restart a project with a different strategy altogether. Now, what I'm getting as a message here is you need to be very grounded, okay? Be very grounded and always act, especially when it comes to people in authority, such as, you know, people who are going to employ you, for example, okay? Because I'm getting a lot of that energy that relates to work situations coming through. This is all about how people see you, okay? Your social standing and how people perceive you. So be very careful in regards to how you communicate with people who want to employ you. Proceed cautiously and remember what's happened in the past so you don't repeat the same mistakes. Okay? That's what I'm getting. Plainly and very clearly. That's the message I'm getting for you, Libra. Okay, so enjoy this new moon in Cancer. Okay, who have we got next? I think it's Scorpio. Yes. Scorpio, Sun, Moon and Rising. Let's see what comes through for you. The Lenormand cards are very, very clear with their message, and I find that using them to find someone's ascending sign is, you know, it's very clear. It comes through very clearly, so that's why I decided to use the Lenormand cards. Lenormand cards in this reading. Got 2 cards in that last one. Okay, let's see what's coming through. I think we just had the same cards before. We had the same cards, both of them in the same row for Libra, which is weird. Okay, maybe the experience is bleeding into with the energy of Libra to Scorpio. Maybe you're feeling similar experiences, okay? But these two, okay, the mountain is like a big blockage on your path, okay? And the Seath or Skeeth, I don't know how you pronounce it, it's like this blade. Okay, I have to show you this one. So if I go closer, okay, can you see the blade? Okay, so basically, and also I mentioned it before to Librans as well, the symbol there, okay, it's Chiron. It represents a healing energy. And when we look at this one on the right hand side corner, it's Capricorn, or Capricorn's ruled by Saturn, okay? So pretty much that kind of energy, restrictive energy, okay? So it's saying it's restrictive, it's blocked, it's a blockage kind of energy, okay? So it represents, it can even be discouragement, okay, lack of motivation, a blockage, and that's being healed, okay? But let's see what's coming through. Through these cards. Okay. Well, I do get a lot of, you know, energy that relates to maybe shared stuff, okay, shared information, connections. This is why maybe the blockage is because of the people that you are interacting with, okay. It could be that, it could relate to that, it could relate to who you communicate with. I'm getting this Three of Swords. You know, it could be issues within the family. Maybe you had issues with the family. Maybe you had issues with your children. Okay, I'm getting children coming through as well. Maybe a child is getting separated. Maybe a child is going through a tough phase in their life, or you're having some issues with them, or a partnership maybe. Okay, so this is probably what you experienced just recently, okay. But what I'm getting here is it's because maybe there was a lot of responsibilities. This could also have something to do with money and work, okay, maybe something to do with that as well. That this is like just recently, okay. But what I'm seeing is that you're moving. Okay, this represents movement, this represents movement, this represents something ending where you're looking at different opportunities to move forward. Now this could be physically moving forward, traveling, or it could even be your mind is moving. Okay, maybe you're learning something, because this represents expansion of through experience or learning, okay. And there are many things that you're interested in. There could be issues that are related to international connections. I don't know why that's coming through, okay. Or legal matters. I think, you know, like I said before, maybe you had someone separating, okay, because we've got that and the ending, okay. Maybe someone is separating within the family, or like a child, or a sibling maybe, okay, and you have to be there for them, and that's why I'm picking that up. And it's been like a big blockage that you could not overcome, for example, and you need to find a way to cut through. Okay, that's what the skeeth or seed, okay, is showing. There could be old issues that relate to your beliefs that you may have to review during this month, or during this moon, I should say, okay. There could be unexpected confrontations that relate to home and family and your inner security, because I'm getting a lot of that home, family from the Cancer energy, okay. What I'm also getting is that, you know, this new moon is kind of like telling you to have a good look at your world view, and not to think that everyone else in this world thinks the same as you, and no one has to. Okay, so if you find that someone is doing wrong according to you, maybe they're not doing wrong according to them. So you need to kind of like stop thinking that everything is set, okay. And there's a lot of looking back into the past as well, okay. Maybe you want to go visit a place that you haven't been able to for a while. You want to go and visit that place. It's like going back to a place where, you know, you want to visit and you haven't been able to visit for a while. Okay, we're getting that coming through. And it feels like when you do get there, be careful in regards to how, because when you go wherever it is that you're going, you are reconnecting with loved ones. Okay, we get that because you're going back to a place where loved ones are. Okay, and when you connect with loved ones, this is more like family connection. Okay, not friend, more so family, sibling type connection. Okay, now when you connect with them or reunite with them, you're trying to impose your rights on them. It's like you're saying, what I know is right is how it's supposed to be. But what you're doing is you are putting a blockage on someone's path there. Okay, and this could also be how would I say this? This could also cause issues with the people that, you know, like say you're visiting a sibling and their family, you may put pressure on the family because their right is different to yours, and yours may not be considered as right to them, and this is putting pressure on them, which is causing a lot of stir up and not very good. Okay, so what this is saying is that even though you want to feel happy in the areas relating to home, a family, and have that inner feeling or sense of security when you are around the people that you love, you also have to be wary of their, you know, when you're in their space, to be more cautious in regards to how you make them feel. I don't know why this is coming through, but that's what I'm seeing. And it's just saying that you need to be very careful with the way you communicate. That's what's coming through. Okay. And the reason why this is coming through is because yeah, it's different beliefs, different belief systems. That's why this is coming through. Different belief systems. And it's saying now it's time to stop going back to those belief systems and to move forward to new belief systems. Okay, expand your, learn more, or expand your horizons. Okay, time to expand your horizons, time to learn new things. Okay, change your worldview, kind of thing. I don't know why this is coming through, but that's what is coming through. Okay, yeah, it's time to change your worldview. Well, I did mention the Barbo basket. According to most astrologers, okay, on the 19th of July, the world is going to be changing towards a different direction. So maybe this is saying you need to be more open to experience new experiences. Okay, don't hold on to the old energy. Okay, that's probably what's coming through. But it involves family, such as siblings, okay, and their families when you connect with them. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing for you, Scorpio. I hope this has given you a bit of information. So enjoy the Cancer new moon. Okay, Cancer is a water sign like you, so you should be okay. Okay, all right, let's move on to the next sign. Sagittarius. We've got fire energy there. Okay, I just hope that we don't get the same cards again. Back to back. All right, shuffle them. Whoa. Okay, one card just kind of like, you know, flew out, and I'm pretty sure I have to put that down because it probably means something. Look what I got. It's a typical Sagittarius energy. Okay, why? Sagittarians love animals, right? I know a lot of Sagittarians who are veterinarians. They just love animals. And this shows someone who has a pet piglet. Okay, and she's very unique. Yes, but there's only one female card and one male card in the Lenormand deck. Ooh, heart. Okay, we've got woman and heart. So the woman is pretty much like the Empress, okay, in the tarot deck. Let's see what comes through with the tarot. And this is pretty much like the Lovers, I think. I'm not really sure. It can be the Lovers, and it can be like the Ace of Cups as well at the same time. Okay. Let's start bringing, okay, let's start bringing these forward. Didn't know that I was holding the deck upside down. I don't do reversals because when I read both sides of the card, whether it's, you know, both the positive and negative aspect of the card. That's what I see. I don't see just one side, and it relates to what's next to it and also what comes through the channeling. Sometimes I see something in the cards and that is totally neutralized the message there through the channeling. It's kind of like changed completely. Okay, so yeah, that's how it works. It's not about what the cards tell me, otherwise it would be like reading a puzzle. But what am I getting as energy? The sun energy there, there's a lot of this, and the heart, and the Three of Wands, and even the Five of Wands. Okay, it just shows me a lot of motivation, passion, and so forth. It's like what the heart wants. The woman energy here. Okay, if we have a look at the woman, okay, let me just bring it up close. You can see Venus, okay, and she's at number 29, so 9 plus 2 is 11, which is 2, okay, which is the number of the High Priestess as well. Okay, she's got Venus there, she's got the little piglet there. Okay, so we've got the woman and we've got the heart, and the heart, what has the heart got? Oh, it's just Roman numerals. Okay, but it's a number 6. Okay, number 6 card. I would say this is pretty much like it's kind of like looking at what feels creative. Okay, when we see the woman there, the woman represents the feminine energy, feminine, divine feminine, or the womb, or the potential for creation. Okay, the womb is the space where a soul becomes embodied, and it's like a portal. The womb is like a portal for that physical body to come into this world, or the soul to have a chance to experience this life. Okay, so it is where creativity occurs. Okay, the feminine energy is where in the darkness the creation occurs, not in the light. And then we've got this sun energy here. Okay, it's the sun is the masculine. It is the divine masculine energy. This is like the divine feminine. This is like the divine masculine. Now, this also has psychic ability. Now, we see, you know, like she's got a pet there. Okay, the pet represents the feminine energy's ability to intuitively, telepathically, or even empathically communicate or have some sort of connection with another life form, with love. Okay, we're getting that heart, with love. Okay, and the sun energy represents the masculine, you know, the light. It is the divine masculine, the light, everything that is external. So the womb is internal, it is dark, it has potential for creativity. The sun is external, it is like you being very visible on stage, being able to show your gifts with there is the creativity, but the creativity comes through the talents. Okay, this is saying the creativity is part of its beingness. Okay, like having the womb, okay, as a female. But the masculine energy is saying, well, I've got the talents to be able to use those or to show those off. Okay. So the sun energy also is very childlike. Okay, it's like, you know, after the experience of the creation or the child to come through, it is expressed. It's this childlike energy as well. Okay, so what I see here is something that represents also your connection, okay, to others, how you connect with others. That's what I'm also getting here with the heart, because the heart represents, if you do not have any intention to connect with others, okay, you will not do anything about it. So because you intend, your heart is, you know, your heart wants to connect. That is why you have the experience that you have with the other, with anyone else. Okay, so there is this emotional stuff going on there. Okay, it can relate to what you share with others, your deep connections with others, also like emotional reckonings that may resurface. Okay, it's like this may come to the surface again, where you have to go inwards to you know, have a good look at it. There is some sort of decision making. You're kind of like analyzing stuff, you know, looking at it from all sorts of different perspectives, not acting on it as yet, but towards the end of the month, okay, or 3 weeks after the new moon, that's like towards the end of the month. Also, it could be like the beginning of August, okay, you're making some sort of decision then, which involves communication, okay, of some sort. There could be also a situation that involves some sort of challenge between, I wouldn't say it's between you and another, I would say it's a challenge that you go through with another, okay? So, and I see it there as well. It could be something maybe you're sharing together, it could be something that you are experiencing together. And this could be like a situation that you have to go back to that and revisit that again together, okay? You may need to look at how you can do this, okay, to be able to move forward. It may require you to make different decisions or look at your options, but there is that situation that relates to your talents. Maybe you're assisting through your talents, okay, your abilities, your creativity, to maybe help support someone, okay, through their challenges. But you may need to revisit and reanalyze, look at different perspectives to be able to move forward in this. This also involves loved ones, because I'm getting this heart there, okay? So it can represent you, you know, if it's not a, say, for example, if it's not a business partnership, it may be a relationship. I'm getting more like a relationship situation, or, you know, not just a relationship such as, for example, your other half, but I'm getting like it could be something that relates to another person that is close to you. It could be what you share with another person, you know, it could be your parents, it could be your siblings, it could be your other half, or children, and so forth, okay? Something that you're sharing with another where there's been a bit of strain, okay? The challenge is there, and you're looking at different options to be able to expand, move forward and expand from this. You're looking at different possibilities, you're looking at different options, but you've got the talent to be able to do this, okay? You've got the talent, you can push forward, okay? But a conversation may need to take place, okay? Maybe there was a conversation that was not completed or finished. Something was not completed. It was not finished. And now you have to finish that off. That's what I'm getting, okay? Yeah, that's the message I'm getting for you, Sagittarius. Okay? So enjoy the Cancer new moon. Moving next. Ooh. We've got Capricorn next. Okay. Let's see what comes through for Capricorn. The sea goat. Don't jump out. I don't want the cards to jump out, and they do. Capricorn, the sea goat. Let's see what comes through for you. Woman again. The heart again. This is amazing. I had something like this happening with Libra and Scorpio. The same cards in the same order came through. Okay. What does this talk about? Okay. What I'm getting through the message is that this has something to do with your connection to another. Okay. The heart is there. But let's see what comes through with the tarot. Okay, let's see. Capricorn. A lot of sword cards. Some sort of situation is either there is an ending, okay, a completion in a situation where you were putting up with, okay, you're putting up with something. Now, what I'm seeing is here communication, maybe being reactive to situations, okay, and also being cold or elusive or aloof and distant. Something's moving forward though, okay, and I've got the woman and the heart. The woman and the heart, I had that in the previous reading. It just represents a female energy. Now, if you want to know more about this energy, you can go back to Sagittarius, okay, where I talk about this, or I'm not gonna, you know, like repeat myself again, but it just represents a female energy, or the divine feminine energy, that is and the heart here representing heartfelt situations. Okay, so maybe, you know, because the Cancer new moon, Cancer is a feminine energy. It's the nurturing, motherly type energy, and this could be, you know, you want to be nurtured. You want to be loved. You want to be nurtured. You want to be more aware of what your desires are. Maybe you are having difficulty expressing yourself. Maybe this is a time where you will be able to express yourself, you know, say the things that you want. Maybe there are fears there. If I express myself, what if, you know, I get the wrong reaction, for example? Okay, so there needs to be a letting go of the fear factor, okay, and it's also saying that you need to be more direct with your language, Okay, we do have Mercury retrograde, which can also make things, make things a little bit difficult. Yeah, that's strongly, highlighted there. But if there have been unspoken issues from the past, this may resurface during this new moon. Okay. You may also revisit certain feeling that relates to money and self-worth by the end of the month. Okay, that's also another thing I'm getting there. Money and self-worth are also seen towards the end of the month, by the closing of the month. Okay, there's a new chapter opening in your life. I'm seeing that with the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune represents one cycle ending, a new cycle beginning. So I would say this Mercury retrograde is probably influencing this as well. Okay, there is a new chapter in opening up in your life, but it relates to your intimate connections. Okay, such as if you're married, your marriage partner. Okay, or your personal relationships, people that you love, people that you connect with, the other person that you connect with a lot. Okay. You need to revisit old issues, especially relating to self-worth and money. That's coming through strongly. Okay, for things to move forward properly. Anything to do with communication blockages, okay, unfinished agreements, or even an emotion that you have ignored and you did not voice it. These are all probably going to be coming out during this time. Okay. I'm seeing like 1, 2, 3, it's like a family of swords, the males lined up. This could also represent, like maybe someone from the past coming back or connecting with you again. It could be like maybe an ex coming back, or someone that you had a connection with coming back, or they are connecting with you in some way through communication maybe. Okay. It could be saying, let's reconnect. Okay, let's reconnect. But you need to settle things properly. Okay, you need to, like, before you jump into anything, you need to make sure that everything's kind of like properly analyzed, had a look, have a good look at everything where you are. And it's not about, oh, I feel very connected to this person, I should go back to them. It's about, I need to look at unfinished business that I need to settle first, so that I start, if I start anything, I start on a completely clear slate. And if you're already in a connection, in a relationship, or committed, this could mean that you are putting everything out onto the table and having a good talk about it. Okay, and restarting. It's like a new, it's like leveling up your connection, and it's moving forward. Okay, that's what I'm getting. And this is saying that you need to have the reins of your life. Okay, don't give the reins of your life or the steering wheel of your car to anyone. Okay, you have control of your own steering wheel. and let them have their own control of their own steering wheel. Okay, in other words, have control of your own life. Do not let anyone control it for you. Okay, this is your life. That's what this is saying. Okay, so that's what I'm getting for you, Capricorn. Okay, enjoy this new moon energy in Cancer. Let's move forward. Next we got Aquarius. So Aquarius Sun, Aquarius Moon or Rising. Let's see what's coming through for you through the Lenormand cards. Lenormand. I can't even say it. It's a French name, so it's probably the reason why I can't say it. Okay. Mice. What's going on? And the snake. All right. I can't see this. Let's have a look and see what the symbol is on the snake. It's a Scorpio. Scorpio symbol. And the mice has got that one. Okay, it's pretty much like, you know, it looks like Gemini to me. Okay. Let's see what comes through the tarot. Let's shuffle first. Worries. This is also worries. Look, both of them are the same. It's like very similar. Okay. What is it that you're worried about, Aquarius? But it seems like, you know, things are going to be okay because we've got this Page of Wands here. Okay. So the mice can represent worries. It can represent, you know, something being like taken away from you, gnawed at. You know, it's like you've got your bread box and in the morning you wake up and the bread is gone, the cheese is gone, and you're like, where's, you know, what's happening? Why is it gone? Yeah, so it can represent worries. It can represent something or some situation taking away from you. But it could also represent some sort of group or community that's, you know, doing this as well. It can represent, because it's like a group of mice. Okay, they're not rats. They're mice in this deck. But the snake can eat the mice. Okay, that's another thing. But it can be, you know, it can be like the mice can also be like little niggly things, okay? Because you know how the mice eat, they nibble, 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 tiny, 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 you know. It can represent like you forgot something, or you made a mistake, a small mistake. It could be like, oh, you misplaced something, you can't find it, or there could be a leak somewhere. You get agitated, you get stressed out with these tiny little things, so many little things happening. Okay. But it's not a huge thing. It could be someone comes to stay at your place and they're like annoying you. Okay, things like that. So you have to kind of like have a look and see where where the situation is, where it's starting from. And we see the same situation here. It's like the mind, okay, very mercurial energy. Okay, Mercury's retrograde, we know that. So there is that, there is that energy, there is that, how would I say it, fuzzy, foggy, and also worrisome, stressful type of energy here. Okay. The snake can show the reason why. It could be a person that is toxic, it could be a situation that is toxic, that is it's making the atmosphere very heavy, or that person who, it could be a person, it could be a habit, it could be a fear, it could be, someone that came to visit you and they overstayed their visit, for example. Okay, it's just a lot of accumulated small things that are happening behind the scenes that are just annoying you. Okay, that's what I'm getting here. Okay, it could be like maybe you misplaced something, you lost some files or paperwork, or you forgot to email stuff, or there was a misunderstanding, or there's too much mental overload. Okay, too much information maybe. So that's what I'm getting with this energy here. Okay, and it can represent your routine, because the Knight of Pentacles represents a routine. It represents something that is continuous, and it's just every day it's the same thing. It's like Groundhog Day. Okay, so it can represent that. It can also represent the physical body. Okay, maybe you have a little bit of pain here and a little bit of pain there, and it's just annoying you. Or it could even be like, you're trying to enjoy something outdoors and you've got all of these mosquitoes biting you and they're just annoying you. Okay, something will be there to annoy you. Okay, so all of these annoyances may reflect into your health. It can reflect into how you perform in your daily life. Okay, and you may decide to change things. Okay, you may decide to change the way you think, or how you perform, or how you put things away. If there's been a lot of stuff lying around that you've been neglecting for a long time, you may actually decide to sort it out once and for all. Okay. And there could also be something relating to work, okay, because this also represents work. You may be shifting schedules or taking on different roles maybe, or doing something a little bit differently. But it's not a brand new thing. It's like something that you probably did in the past. Okay, it may come up again. Okay, for example, if you don't write articles, okay, but you did in the past for the same place that you're working for, maybe you're asked to write an article again. Okay, something like that. But this could be like the beginning of something, even though it's something that you've done in the past. It could be like the beginning of a new way of performing. It's not a completely fresh new start, okay? Because this Cancer energy, Cancer new moon energy, even though it's a new moon that represents a fresh start, Cancer energy is nostalgic. It's all about going into the past. And besides that, we've got Mercury in retrograde, which is all about reconnecting to the past, to reevaluate things, okay? And you're asked to look at certain things that relate to, and you may need to use your intuition here instead of being confused, okay? Using your intuition to be able to move forward. You're asked to pay attention to the details, but these details relate to how you intuitively feel about improving certain things in your life, such as health and how you perform every day, like your routines, okay? You may decide to do something about your health or to improve your health or something like that, okay? And this has been like, something has been like, you know, slowly deteriorating in you, which has been making you worry. You don't know what to do about it, you know, say for example in your health situation, and you're thinking of what you should do. Now, trying to make sense of it logically may not work. You may actually confuse yourself more, and there's so much information out there that is going to probably confuse you more, even more. So you're asked to trust your gut instincts as well as your intuition. Okay, listen to your body. What is your body telling you? Okay, move forward with that. That's what this is saying. Let go of these toxic habits and beliefs. Toxic fears, beliefs are also part of your you know, like if you have issues with your health, for example, okay, that's what I'm seeing. But all's going to be well, okay? So that's what I'm seeing there. A new routine. So that's what I see for you, Aquarius. Okay, enjoy this Cancer new moon energy. Let's move forward to the next sign, which is Pisces. And this time you're not last Pisces. Okay, so after Pisces we've got I think I've mixed them up. So after Pisces, we've got Aries, Taurus, and then Gemini. All right, nearly there. Okay, Pisces, Sun, Moon, or Rising. So I'm using the Lenormand cards. Only a couple. is enough. Don't tell me I'm getting the same cards for you as well. Same cards for Pisces as well. We've had, this is the third time we're having the same cards. Okay, first it was Libra and Scorpio, then it was, oh, I forgot now, who was it? Sagittarius and Capricorn, and now it's Aquarius and Pisces. It's like repeating. Okay, they're having similar experiences, so something it has been eating at you. Okay, so the mice here represent a situation that is relating to worries. Okay, you've been worrying about something. It could be, maybe, you know, how would I say that? Maybe you're going through so many things, you're looking for a person to blame everything on. Okay, it's like maybe you're, you know, maybe you're actually realizing that someone is really toxic. That's another thing as well. Maybe, you know, you're realizing your devotion is toxic. Your feeling of, you know, maybe you have, for example, maybe you have some sort of talent, and with that talent you have the ability to do things, but your way of doing it is not really helping. So maybe, you know, that way of doing things is toxic. You know, there's something toxic here because we got that snake. Okay, the snake is showing me the energy of something being toxic here. Okay, something is not holding together anymore. That's another message that's coming through. Something does not work anymore. Something's not holding together anymore. Realizing that there is a toxic energy. Okay, whether it's a person, a situation, or a habit, or a belief, whatever it may be. Let's have a look and see what else comes through. I think the card, I'm holding the cards upside down, but it doesn't matter. Okay. Yeah, some sort of lost situation, maybe relating to another person. There's a lot of issues relating to money as well, or has been in the past. Okay, that's what I'm getting. There is also the Ace of Wands, which represents your desire for something new, something brand new. Okay, and it involves passion, it involves love, it involves creativity, but what we're getting is a lot of energy that, because with Mercury retrograde and also Cancer energy with a new moon, it's all about the past. Okay, so we're revisiting the past. So when I look at all of this energy here, it is actually saying that you're going back to the past. You're revisiting something that relates to your creativity. Okay. You may actually feel like towards the end of the month, okay, you may feel like you've reached the end of something, some situation, the end of a cycle, or something's weighing so heavy on you, or has been weighing so heavy on you for such a long time. It's time to, something that hasn't been moving, okay, something that's been just there, okay. This could be like, okay, someone decided to come and stay, okay, and they just ended up staying and they haven't left yet. And it's like, you've had enough, you're fed up. Okay, it's like being taken advantage of. Niggling worries about, you know, this situation is taking from you. It's toxic. This person is toxic. And what I'm getting here is, this situation has been weighing heavily on you, okay, for a long time. You're about to kick them out. So I'm just making up a story here, okay? Well, you may, some of you may actually be experiencing something similar to that. But whatever the case may be, it's that kind of energy, okay? That's what I'm getting. It's that kind of energy. It doesn't have to be a person. It could be a situation. It could be an experience that you need an explanation for, okay? So with the Mercury retrograde influence and the new moon influence, your focus is going to be directed towards creativity, new love, also children, okay? Children are also in the picture here. And where you find your joy, where you find your space, where you find grounding and your luxury, okay, all of this. You want all of this. So this new moon is going to bring up unfinished matters rather than new matters, okay? You need to revisit the past. You need to resolve all of these emotional, also material things, you know, financial stuff as well. There could be someone from the past coming back, you know. They may knock on your door and say, let's have a second chance, and you may already be married, for example, and you'd be like shocked. But I feel as though you may find your happiness in an old pastime, like a hobby or pastime that you used to do in the past. Or if there was something that you started in the past and haven't been visiting that for such a long time, you may decide to revisit that project or whatever it was and complete it, okay? You will go back to the past in your psyche, okay? You will go back to the past. You will realize who has been weighing heavy on you, who has been benefiting from you, who has been taking bit by bit from you. Who or what, okay? It's not just people. It could be situations. It could be institutions, like bank institutions, for example. You're seeing all this. It's not there to kind of like wound you, but you will not see all of this, even though, you know, you remember all of this, you will not see them the way you used to. You will be seeing them as a reminder, okay, and just noticing it, reminding yourself, and moving on, basically, okay? That's how I'm seeing it for you. But eventually what you will do is you will find your ability to have your own space. You want your own space. For some reason, you know, you want your own space, and you will have your own space. It's like, everyone stay away from me. I just want my own space, for even for like, you know, an hour. You will be able to find your own space where you can do what you love doing. And this, in the long term, is probably going to help you to attain financial stability or success. Okay, that's what I'm seeing. After all that loss, I'm seeing the success coming through. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing for you, Pisces. Enjoy this. And if there are certain things or situations or people that need to go, they need to go. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing there for you. Okay, so enjoy the new moon energy. Let's move forward. Who's next? Aries. Aries, sun, moon, and rising. Whoops. Let's shuffle these cards and see what comes through for Aries. I just hope we don't have the same cards. Oh, what's happening here? What is happening here? There's some sort of healing that involves emotions. Okay, it could be that, or cutting away things that you were worrying about that occurred in the past that you're thinking of letting go of. Let's see what comes through. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much similar, those two cards. Just trying to get a feel of, you know, what's coming through. Something relating to the emotions is coming through. Okay. Because we see the heart there. The heart really, this is similar, it actually even looks similar to the Lovers card in the tarot deck, but it's a little bit different. It's not exactly the same, because it's not lovers, it's the heart. We've got the Hierophant. The Nine of Cups there is pretty good. It shows something will eventually manifest in the way that you would, you know, prefer it to. So this is pretty much like, you know, cutting away some sort of attachment from the past, or sensitivity. Okay, and it may involve loved ones. Okay, I feel like it involves loved ones. It can be maybe you making a radical decision in the heat of the moment based on your emotional reaction. Okay. because I'm seeing the cutting away and the cutting away. This could be maybe you're cutting away something that's stressing you out, that relates to family and loved ones. I'm getting like, you know, it's got something to do with your loved ones, or it could even have something to do with what really stresses you out. Doesn't matter what it is. Okay? Because Cancer sign, this new moon is associated with, it's Cancer. It's a new moon in Cancer, and Cancer is associated with the home. Okay, it's the home, it's the family, it's the womb, it's the motherland, it's the mother. Okay, so it's the nurturing and so forth. So it can relate to who is giving you that sense of connection or belonging. Okay, is it family? Is it your home? Is it where you are, where you live? Is it, you know, your sense of belonging? Where is it? Okay, so what I'm seeing here is you're probably going to invest more time after cutting away a situation that you feel is sabotaging your sense of belonging or has been stressing you out for such a long time. What I see is that you will suddenly cut off from a situation and start investing in something else, okay, or somewhere else. So, so in terms of friendships, partnerships, or family, you will probably stick with the ones that have some sort of common ground with you, where you can involve future plans with them or around them. Okay. Something about also again, I'm seeing like something related to home. Past situations may come through, you know, with the Mercury retrograde, yes, going back into the past. Even with the Cancer energy, it's very sentimental, so, you know, always goes into the past. So there's something about looking back, okay, at past issues, and maybe it wasn't dealt with properly and now it has to be dealt with again. I'm feeling like it could be where you reside, or where you feel you belong, or haven't had the feeling of belonging. Okay, it's something to do with, do I belong here? Do I, you know, is this my, can I put roots down? Okay, it's that kind of feeling, because I'm getting a lot of this, you know, here. If you have a look at the Page of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles has put down the seeds and it has already taken root. In other words, slowly these, say, trees are going to grow and become strong. It's going to become a forest. The roots are going to become very strong. Okay, so investing in a place where you feel like you belong and you can put roots down. Okay, that's what you will eventually do. But at the moment, you're looking at certain situations from the past that may resurface, that you haven't dealt with, that involve your feeling, or your thoughts, your anything to do with where you belong, okay, where you feel at home. Okay, so that's what I'm getting there. And you may actually, like with this energy here and this one here, it could be like you're so stressed out you'll suddenly make a radical decision, and this could be like within the heat of your emotion. We got this, you know, heart with the flames there. Okay, within the heat of your emotions, you may make a radical decision, sudden decision, where you feel a surge of, you know, emotion, or it could be a passion, a desire, or it could be like, I've had enough, I'm fed enough, you know, fed up, had enough, and suddenly cut it off and say, that's it, I'm not investing in this house or this place or this neighborhood anymore. I'm going somewhere else where I feel I belong. Okay, that's the kind, you know, I don't want to associate with these people anymore. So that's the kind of energy that I feel is coming through for you. Okay, maybe you're fed up with things that are going wrong in the house. You know, you just need to keep fixing things in the house, for example. Okay, it could be that, it could be the neighborhood, it could be the people that you connect with that are close to where you live, and so forth. So that's what I'm getting. Okay, that's for you, Aries. All right, moving on. And Aries, enjoy the new moon in Cancer. Enjoy it. Taurus, what have we got for Taurus? Let's have a look. I want to shuffle these cards properly because I keep getting repeating ones, and it probably means it has to repeat. All right. Letter and the heart. Messages, lots of communication coming through. Yeah, well, that's what I'm seeing there. This new moon is going to be full of communication for you. With the Lenormand cards, that's what I'm seeing. So let's have a look and see what comes through the tarot, okay, as well. Communication, relating to maybe a past emotional connection. It can be that, but let's see what comes through. Ooh. So the letter, this is known as the letter, okay? In our modern world, it could be relating to messages, emails, and phone calls, but more so written, okay, rather than spoken. Like instead of phone call, it could be messages and emails. It could be information, it could be documents, it could be a literal letter, okay. And we've got the heart there, which represents your emotions, yeah, okay. So what you receive in these messages or in these letters or emails, so forth, could, you know, you may feel what you receive in them could move you emotionally. Okay, it could also awaken some sort of hope within you. Okay, there could be like a deep feeling of love or expectation, or a deep feeling of hope or excitement or passion. Okay, so it could be like a message coming through where you're like so excited, you know. But yeah, they're messages that you will be receiving. And I would say, and by the way, Taurus, during this Cancer new moon, you're in the third house. So the third house is related to, it's a Mercury energy, so it's related to communication. And Mercury is in retrograde. Okay, so it could be something from the past coming through. Let's see what's coming through the tarot as well. So this is very, very much related to the third house. And that's what you've got during this Cancer new moon. Okay. Something's ending. Okay, so something about moving from one place to another, because we got movement there. That's coming through. Firstly, there is movement. Okay, maybe you're moving house, maybe you're settling down somewhere. I would say there's also this desire to be more visible within the family. We see this Page of Cups. Page of Cups is like, say, a child. It doesn't matter what age you are, okay, or what gender you are. If you're very sensitive and you feel you're not seen by your parents, your siblings, your family members, okay, especially siblings, and you feel you're being neglected, okay, it will feel like you want to escape and kind of like go into, it's very Neptunian, because we also have the High Priestess energy there. Very Neptunian energy. It's like you just want to dissolve and just become nothing. Okay, you just want to kind of like be gone. Okay, that's the kind of feeling that you feel when you're neglected or not seen, or feel, you know, if I wouldn't say neglected, but if you feel that way. Okay, so what I see here is that what you're trying to do is you're trying to become more visible, okay, within, say, the family, or especially siblings. Okay, that's what I'm getting as an energy. You want to strengthen your visibility and also your sense of belonging and security. Okay, so anything that relates to your close circle, such as, you know, siblings and family members, communication with them, if you've had like a tiff with a family member and you went somewhere else and you ended up staying somewhere else away from the family, this is changing. Okay, there's also some sort of clarity coming forward relating to your work situation, your career situation. There is that new beginning, but it also represents not a totally fresh new beginning. Okay, it's something that you are revisiting, but it's like some sort of idea you had in the past but didn't pursue. Now you're going back to that. Okay, this also has something to do with how you're being perceived, okay? Because you want to be seen. Now, the reason why I'm saying you want to be seen is because the elusiveness here, that Neptune energy is dissolving. We've got Leo in Jupiter, or Jupiter in Leo, okay? It's being seen, okay? So we've got that energy. And I see that energy more so here in you. We've got the lion there, okay? That's one sign. I also feel like, you know, you're probably going to, besides visiting an old place, you will decide to maybe go back to something that you thought you wanted to do but did not do. Or maybe you started and you didn't pursue it for long, like a study program or a course, or, you know, some sort of mini course or something like that. You will be also considering doing that, okay? When it comes to signing anything, don't sign anything until the Mercury retrograde is ended, okay? So don't rush into contracts or agreements or sign any kind of important documents during this time. And if you have to, make sure you double check, triple check everything and have someone else there to check for you as well, okay? Take photos of it, you know, as evidence, etc. Making sure that everything's there to back it up. What I see is that with the Two of Pentacles here, it's like you'll be going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth in regards to the past and now, past and now, relating to a situation. So your mind's a little bit like edgy or very active during this time, okay? But there is something that is ending, which is the elusiveness, or you being elusive, okay? This is ending. You being elusive in regards to how you're being perceived, that is ending, okay? You're completing that. You're pursuing being more visible, being more seen, you know, being more seen. That's what you're trying to do or achieve, okay? So that's what I'm getting for you, Taurus, okay? Enjoy this Cancer new moon. All right, next we've got Gemini, and last but not least, for now, you are the last. Okay, so Gemini, let's have a look and see what is coming through for you. Okay. What do we see for Gemini? We've got the cross and the tree. Oh, okay. I feel as though, you know, with these two energies, because the tree relates to health and vitality. And we've got the cross there, so it's like, have you been very tired lately? Okay. Maybe you need to rest. Rest more. Okay, rest more as much as possible. And regain your health. Okay, the tree is kind of like in the Lenormand deck, it represents life itself. It's like the tree of life. Okay, so maybe, you know, maybe you've been like going through some sort of financial setback, because the cross there, okay, the cross is, it's not like the coffin, okay? The coffin is related to endings. It's not, this is not related to endings, okay? The cross is pretty much like, it's a karmic kind of energy, okay? Let's pull out the tarot cards as well, and we'll see what comes through, okay? But from this energy, what I'm picking up is that, you know, maybe you need to rebuild your security. Maybe your body has been feeling fatigued because of stress, lots of stress, or being tired. And also regarding your finances, you may need to restructure, okay, reconstruction of planning how you plan, how you know, it's like revisiting your health, you're revisiting your money situation, revisiting your sense of security and your worth, okay? That's what I'm getting with these two cards. The Tree of Life represents all life itself, okay? All of life in the Lenormand deck. So let's see what comes through the tarot. Yeah, it's about your money and self-worth, okay? Money again. Okay. You need time to ground yourself, okay? This, besides money, this is about grounding yourself. It's about resting, okay? To rest, to ground. Okay. You may ask yourself questions about money. I'm getting that there. You can see the person looking at the coin, okay? And these could be like old questions resurfacing, okay? You may also be questioning your self-worth, how other people perceive you and who you interact with, and you're like, do I need to interact with these people? Are they worth it? Or why am I even here? Okay, I can actually hear you saying, why did I even waste, you know, no, you wouldn't say it that way. You would be like, why did I even watch that? Okay, it's like you will experience it and then question yourself. Why was I even there? Why did I even listen to them? What was the point in listening to them? Why was I even talking about that? You know, that's the kind of energy I see there, okay? So it relates to your self-worth. It's like, I'm worth more than that. I don't need to lower my priorities or lower myself to try to fit in, okay? That's another thing there. So, yeah, you're questioning money, you're questioning your self-worth and confidence. Can I do this? Can I jump into the new thing? But it's not a brand new thing, okay? Again, it's not a brand new thing. This Cancer new moon is not about new things occurring. It's about starting a new thing that, or you're continuing something that you started before, but it feels like a new thing because you haven't done it for such a long time. Okay. So you may decide to learn something new, Okay, education towards the end of the month. I'm getting something relating to a new beginning, possibly learning. Okay, that's something that I'm getting strongly coming through here. It's like some sort of situation that relates to a financial situation from the past that you need to deal with. Okay, that's coming through. You will eventually sort it out and feel very happy with the results. Okay, it's like you're reviewing your budget or making some sort of financial adjustments. Okay. Before you take new steps forward, like the Fool here, it's like a brand new step forward. Okay, don't be the fool and start anything new without carefully assessing your current financial situation. Otherwise, you'll end up falling flat on your face and being the fool. Okay, and we've got the cross there. The cross represents a karmic situation. Karma does not mean something from the past only, or some sort of ancestral thing or past life thing. It could be something that you did yesterday that could be something that you have to deal with today. Okay, think of it that way. What you sow is what you reap. So the cross is saying whatever choice you make, because the cross is like a crossroads. Okay, so whatever choice you make is going to affect your livelihood, especially in regards to your money, your security, and the choices that you make in regards to your social circle relating to yourself. Okay, so that's what I'm getting in this message. Okay, take care of your health. That's another message that's coming through. Don't push too hard. Okay, so enjoy the Cancer new moon, Gemini.